Hello and welcome to NewsClick. In what must be a defining moment in West Bengal's political history, the long-standing left front government was finally voted out of power. After 34 long years, the Mamata Banerjee-led Trinamool Congress defeated the left front comprehensively, and Mamata's long cherished ambition of becoming the chief minister has finally come alive. We have with us Paranjoy Guha Thakurta, senior political analyst, and we shall discuss the election results with him.
Srini, you said this is a defining moment in the history of West Bengal. It's a defining moment in the history of left politics in India and the world. And the reason for that is West Bengal has been the only state in India and the only part of the world where you've had a Communist Party led left coalition which has been re-elected to power no less than 7 times in a row over a 34-year period. Now that red fort has crumbled, that left bastion is a thing of the past, and the defeat of the left, I should say the decimation of the left, has been truly spectacular.
Let's debate whether it's a decimation or not, but the defeat itself was something that was quite expected, right? Because after the Singur-Nandigram incidents, the left front seems to have lost in various stages, various forms of elections in West Bengal, be it the Panchayati elections in 2007, the Lok Sabha elections in 2009, and the municipal body elections in 2009 again. So
Municipal elections 2010.
2010, yeah. So this was kind of expected. The left was already in the back foot as it entered the preparations for the assembly elections.
You are right. The writing on the wall was apparent, but let's just step back for a moment. What happened in 2006 when the left front got 235 out of 294 seats in the state assembly surprised a large number of people, including the left. The left together got more than half, they got almost 51% of the votes. But this was, in a sense, the beginning of the end, which few people didn't anticipate. It's almost as if, the beginning of the end of the Mughal Empire started with Aurangzeb, when the geographical size of the Mughal Empire was at its biggest. Why? What happened? Because Singur happened, Nandigram happened, and as you rightly pointed out, in 2008, the left front lost more than half of the Panchayat elections it had contested. In 2009, the Lok Sabha elections, the number of MPs belonging to the left came crashing down from 35 to 15. The number of MPs belonging to the Trinamool Congress, it was just 1, only Mamata Banerjee was an MP, it went up from 1 to 19. And then that trend got reinforced in 2010 in the municipal elections. But the point to note is that if you extrapolate the Lok Sabha election results onto the state assembly, then the left still got a third, roughly 99 out of 294 seats, the left was leading. But what happened on the 13th of May 2011 was the left became weak even more. It got further weakened, and the number of seats of the left front has slipped below the quarter mark. The CPM, the Communist Party of India Marxist, the leader of the left front communist, is now the third largest party in the state assembly after the Congress. The Congress has 42 members, but the CPM has 40. And very, very significantly, at least 5 stalwarts of the left have suffered humiliating defeats at the hand of their political opponents, starting with Chief Minister Buddhadev Bhattacharya, followed by Nirupam Sen, Industries Minister, Urban Development Minister Gautam Deb, the stalwart of the left in North Bengal, Ashok Bhattacharya, not to mention Finance Minister Ashim Dasgupta. It's interesting that these stalwarts have all suffered humiliating defeats. And what is even more significant is the left candidates who have won. Notably Abdul Razak Mullah. He was Land and Land Reforms Minister, and he was clearly opposed to the manner in which fertile farmland was sought to be acquired for industry in Singur and Nandigram. But he was marginalized. He was marginalized by Nirupam Sen, by Buddhadev Bhattacharya. But the people have reposed faith in him. So the left front candidates who won have won despite despite the anti-left wave, despite that green tsunami which has swept the state, and won because of their personal credibility.
So the subtext is that land acquisition and the industrialization policy, that has been the major reason for the left's fall in fortunes. But there is also this argument that the united opposition, which was absent in 2006, and the long-standing anti-incumbency factor. Now, is it a combination of all three factors?
You are right. It's not one factor.
Right.
When waves take place, when what people describe as a wave becomes a tsunami, when that mild breeze becomes a cyclone, it's on account of a combination of factors. An important reason, undoubtedly, was the manner in which fertile farmland was sought to be acquired for industrial projects. That's surely very, very important. The fact that here were the Tata Motors company saying they were going to bring, produce the world's cheapest car, and after that car is after that factory to produce that car is 80% complete, the Tatas pack up and leave. But more than that, I think it's not just this factor alone. Anti-incumbency sentiments, why were they conspicuous by their absence? Because the left front had done good work, because it had given land to the landless, rights to the tiller. But agricultural productivity in Bengal, after doubling for a period of almost 2 decades, stagnated. But new jobs couldn't be created in industry. That's one part of the story. But I think the left cadres got arrogant. There were corrupt elements, there were criminal elements, and despite the fact that 2 out of 3 sitting MLAs were not given tickets in 2011, it was not adequate to stem or to check that wave, that huge anti-left wave. Let's go beyond the arithmetic. Let's look at the fact, and this is something that the left cannot deny. There was a strong anti-left mood sweeping across all sections of that state in eastern India, cutting across classes, cutting across regions. And that is why the left needs to truly introspect. It came to power in 1977 through the ballot, and it's been thrown out also by the ballot. The high voting percentage, remember, everybody was wondering, what did this all mean? Now it's clear as clear can be, that large numbers of people came out to vote, many perhaps for the first time, including those between the ages of 18 and 22, and it can be confidently asserted today that most of them voted against the left.
Having said that, preliminary figures point out that the left got 41% of the vote. Now, this is a substantial, chunk of votes that any coalition can get. If you compare it with other ruling coalitions or even ruling parties across different states in India, 41% is a substantial number. Now, do you think that's a number that the left can work on and possibly use to recover even after sitting in opposition?
Well, the left should be grateful for small mercies. It should be grateful that a little more than 40% of the electorate of West Bengal still voted for them. But you are aware that in India we follow a system which is the first past the post, the winner takes all. But if you look at the drop in the vote share between 2006 and 2011, there was a good 9%, close to 10%, 9% drop in the vote share. Now that's a significant swing against the left. That explains why the left front has been reduced to less than a fourth of the state assembly, and why the CPIM has become the third largest party. The CPIM on its own used to have a majority, but today it's in number 3 position.
Let's shift the focus onto the opposition party, the Trinamool Congress. Now, the Trinamool rode a wave which had conflicting political forces in it. So you had at one level the tacit support from the Maoists, somewhat debated, but there were statements in the press that said from Kishanji, the Maoist protagonist in that area, who kept on saying that the ideal chief minister for them was Mamata Banerjee. Then you had the SUCI, which is another left of the left force in West Bengal. And then you had a completely ideologically opposite set of forces represented by Amit Mitra, the former FICCI chairman and Secretary General. So what kind of political direction do you think is the Trinamool going to give when it's going to be in power?
Time alone will tell what kind of direction or what kind of ideology the Trinamool Congress will give as far as its economic policies and industrial policies are concerned. But let's also understand two or three things. The left said the reason why the left lost in 2009 was because the General Secretary of the Communist Party India, Marxist, Mr. Prakash Parat, wanted to cobble together an amorphous third front comprising Mayawati, Jayalalitha, Chandrababu Naidu and so on and so forth, and the people didn't want that, in particular the Muslims of West Bengal. Remember, the Muslims comprise 27% of the population of West Bengal. Their proportion has gone up from 24% in 2001 to 27% in 2011. They clearly wanted to keep a BJP or a BJP-led NDA kind of government out. But these are all, looking at reasons why the left didn't do well. The fact is, the left didn't do well because the people were unhappy with the left. They were unhappy with the arrogance of the left, the manner in which the so-called cadres of the CPIM sought to intrude into the lives of everybody, every human being, the manner in which appointments were made to educational institutions, to government appointments, the manner in which the benefits of Government of India programs were not evenly given to all sections of the population, but only to those sections of the population which owed political allegiance to the ruling coalition. All of it went against the left. And remember, there were large sections of people who were traditionally voters for the left. They voted against the left. So the point that is very important to note, one of the reasons why we saw this kind of a tsunami against the left was because even the traditional supporters of the left in West Bengal voted against the left. They may not have voted for Ms. Mamata Banerjee, they may not have voted for the Trinamool Congress or the Congress, but they cast their vote against the left because they believe as long as the left front was in power in writers' buildings, the CPIM and the other left parties wouldn't be able to cleanse themselves, wouldn't be able to rid the party of the corrupt elements, the venal elements, the criminal elements. So even those who were traditionally left-oriented, who had supported the left, I would say even for six times or 7 times in the past.
So can one conclude that this is not a vote against leftist ideology per se?
I do believe that today, even the Trinamool Congress or elements within the Trinamool Congress espouse a leftist ideology. You are correct when you say everybody united against the left front, from the extreme left to the extreme right. But when the leftist cadres, when the CPM cadre started seeing in what was happening this grand conspiracy from American imperialism to left-wing Maoism all coming together to defeat the left, what they ignored was their own weaknesses. All of this, I accept. Yes, there was a conspiracy against the left. But that couldn't have been the only reason why the left would have been defeated, unless the left itself was weak. And this is where introspection is very, very important. I was listening to some left leaders, the Communist Party of India leader, Gurudas Das Gupta. He says it was arrogance of power. It was the left leaders were no longer, they were talking at people. They were not listening to people, just talking to them. So all these factors came together to result in the thing. Now, does this mean the left is finished as a political force in West Bengal or in India? The answer is no. The struggle ahead is long, is arduous. In the 70s, in the 80s, and in the 90s, in West Bengal, the left played a great role, a brilliant role in providing basic needs to the people, whether it be land, whether it be food, to some extent education, healthcare, but not as much as they could have done. But most importantly, this is a new India. It is not enough to be able to provide the needs of the people. You also have to take care of their aspirations. I think the left has to reinvent itself. The left will have to look ahead. In this country, whether it's socialism or communism or leftist ideology, still has a lot of relevance. 1 out of 4 persons in this country is abysmally poor. a third of the geographical area of this country, which is the most biodiverse parts of India, which has the most valuable natural resources, is also inhabited by the poorest of the poor. Why has the left not been able to expand its base in these areas? Why has it been confined to 3 out of the 28 states, Tripura, West Bengal and Kerala? As for can the left become weaker, time alone can tell. At the national level, 2009, after 2009 we have to wait till 2014 for the next round of general elections. Till then the number of MPs in the Lok Sabha is unlikely to change. But time alone can tell how and if the left will be able to rejuvenate and learn from the mistakes it's committed over the next few years.